Hello students, myself Bhagyashree Lakshman Halankar from PESC's RSN College of Arts and Science, Farmagudi, Ponda, Goa. In this module, you are going to learn post-translational processing and modification of proteins. This module is from Unit 5, Translation. The outline of the module is definition of post-translational modification, process of protein folding, definition of chaperones and its functions, and different types of post-translational modifications and their significance. At the end of the module, you will learn to define post-translational modification and chaperones, explain the process of protein folding and the role of chaperones, describe the different types of post-translational modifications and their significance. Let us learn the post-translational processing and modification. The polypeptide chain that emerges from the ribosome after the process of translation is biologically inactive. This biologically inactive protein undergoes a post-translational processing and modification to give rise to a biologically active protein. Post-translational modification, which is abbreviated as PTM, is defined as chemical change or enzymic modification in proteins after its synthesis, that is translation. Post-translational processing and modification occur in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes and is of different types. These are the different types of the post-translational processings and modification. Let us learn one by one. The first one is the protein folding. A linear unbranched polypeptide chain represents the primary structure of proteins. This structure undergo folding immediately after the chain begin to emerge from the ribosomes to give rise to a stable three-dimensional secondary structure. The secondary structure, that is beta pleated and alpha helix structure, is stabilized by the formation of hydrogen bonds that form between the amino acids. The structural components of the secondary structural components of the polypeptide undergo further folding and results in a tertiary structure of proteins. Tertiary structure is stabilized by different bonds, which includes the hydrogen bonds, disulfide bonds, electrostatic interactions, and hydrophobic interaction. Tertiary structure is considered to be the most stable biologically active protein. The association of two or more polypeptides folded into tertiary structure gives rise to the quaternary structure of proteins. During the synthesis of the polypeptide chain, a special proteins called chaperones bind to the amino terminal portion of the nascent polypeptide chain and stabilize the structure in an unfolded configuration. The completed polypeptide is then released from the ribosome and is able to fold into its three-dimensional configuration. For smaller proteins, the protein folding is a spontaneous and a self-assembly process, but larger proteins assume their native structure with the help of these molecular chaperones or accessory proteins. They help in correct folding, the unfolded or partially folded polypeptide chain, prevent the formation of unwanted interactions and stabilize interactions which are unstable. They also avoid the aggregation and precipitation of proteins. The second type of the modification is N-terminal and C-terminal modification. All the polypeptides in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes begin with N-formyl-methionine or methionine respectively. These residues of amino acids are removed by the enzymatic action, that is deformylase removes N-formyl-methionine from the polypeptide chain and aminopeptidase removes the methionine from the polypeptide chain. In addition to these residues, some more residues from the N-terminal and C-terminal side are also removed by the enzymatic action. The third type of the modification is loss of signal sequence. The proteins are synthesized in cytoplasm and are transported to different destinations within the cell or excreted out of the cell. For transportation to their specific destination, proteins have a sequence of about 30 amino acids at their N-terminal region. This sequence is called as a signal sequence. Once the proteins are transported to their destination, this signal sequence is removed by the enzyme peptidase, releasing the proteins. The fourth type of modification is the modification of individual amino acids. Certain amino acid side chains are specially modified by different molecules, elements or bonds. There are different types of modifications. Some of these are, the first one is phosphorylation. It is a reversible modification of proteins in which amino acids are phosphorylated by ATP and enzyme kinase. This leads to either the activation or deactivation of the proteins. Usually the serine, threonine or tyrosine residue of the proteins are phosphorylated by ATP. The next type is carboxylation. Addition of carboxyl group is carboxylation. These carboxyl groups are added to the asparagine and glutamine residue of some proteins. For example, the blood clotting protein prothrombin contains many carboxyglutamate residue in its N-terminal region. This carboxyglutamate join with the calcium and initiate the clotting mechanism. The next type is methylation. In some proteins, lysine residues are enzymatically methylated. Methylation of lysine residue in the proteins leads to the formation of histones. Next type is hydroxylation. Hydroxylation is the addition of the hydroxyl group to the proline and lysine residues of a protein. Hydroxylation of this residue changes the proteins into collagen. The hydroxylated collagen helps in fibril formation and increases the flexibility of the collagen. The next type is the glycosylation. Addition of carbohydrate molecule to the protein is glycosylation. This gives rise to glycoproteins. Glycoproteins are the components of the plasma membrane. The next one is acetylation. Addition of acetyl group to the protein is acetylation. It is involved in several biological functions like it increases the protein's stability, location and synthesis. Histone acetylation reduces the positive charge on the histone. The next type of modification is the addition of prosthetic group. Many prokaryotic and eukaryotic enzymes require for their activity covalently bound prosthetic groups or cofactors. For example, biotin is bound to acetyl-CoA carboxylase, FAD is bound to succinate dehydrogenase. The next type of modification is the proteolytic trimming. Many proteins like insulin, collagen and proteases are initially synthesized as larger inactive precursor proteins. These are proteolytically trimmed to produce their final active forms. For example, precursor protein pre-insulin is a long chain of polypeptides. This undergoes a trimming to give rise to insulin, which is a polypeptide chain of just 50 amino acids. Next is ubiquitination. Ubiquitination involves addition of proteins called ubiquitins found attached ubiquitously to the proteins which are marked for degradation. Ubiquitin molecules are attached to the lysine residue of the protein. Such polyubiquitinated proteins are recognized by the proteosomes and they are further degraded by the proteolytic enzymes. These are the references which are being used for the preparation of the module. Thank you.